Mike Guillaume, Sons of the Pitch Soccer Podcast. Time to get live with USMNT against El Salvador. We've got USMNT soccer when we didn't expect it. It's not a FIFA window, but we've got a game anyway. MLS-based players, US-based players. I think maybe like one or two young kids from Europe somewhere thrown into the mix, but a damn fun night tonight we have. This plus our MLS Cup final preview later on. Nick, how you feeling?
Chinese food for dinner, and my fortune cookie says you are a bundle of energy, and I've got it tonight. I am pumped for this game, Mike. You're right. It's featuring, I mean, if you want to think about it, the USC team, but it's all the young up-and-comers. 15 of these guys are Olympic eligible. So you are seeing the next generation, and gosh, nothing gets U.S. soccer, social media, and soccer fans pumped up more than watching young talent. So it's going to be a great one tonight. I'm especially looking to see if Paul Arriola's knee holds up. He's back in the starting lineup for the first time since ACL surgery, so hopefully he puts in some good minutes tonight.
Nice. Yep. Hopefully it all goes well in that return. So players are just about to get kicked off underway. Before they do, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Get into our 1,000 YouTube subscriber challenge. When we reach 250 or 1,000 subscribers, $250 Visa gift card will be randomly drawn to one of those subscribers out of the 1,000. So make sure you guys hit that button. Help us get to 700 tonight. That is the goal tonight. Man, lots of fun here. They just kicked off. Starting 11 for United States men's national team. Bill Hamid in goal. Julian Araujo and Aaron Long. Mark McKenzie. Jackson Uil. Actually, it's Sam Vines will be playing that wing back position. Then you've got Uil and Aronson, along with Leggett in the midfield, 4-3-3. Then with Arriola up front with Mueller on the other wing and Ayo Akinola up front. Ayo Akinola, first cap. There's a couple guys here getting their first cap tonight. Oh, yeah. So look out for those guys trying to make a big impression on this game. They've got a chance to do so against El Salvador, who, I mean, let's be serious. If this was the USA team against El Salvador, we'd be expecting a 6-0, 7-0 victory. With these guys, I'm not expecting it to be that high, but I do expect them to get the job done. Now for El Salvador, their lineup looks like this. They've got Hernandez in goal, Jimenez, Mencia, Dominguez, and Mariquin at the back, Oriana, Matarosa, Seren in the midfield, Pineda, Diaz, and Rivas up top. You're going to have to forgive me. I don't know who any of these players are except for Darwin Soren because he's played in MLS before. So I'm going to be looking a lot at the rosters over here on that screen over there. But underway, U.S. has held possession, already had a little bit of a set piece opportunity there. They got cleared out nicely by El Salvador. Nick, they're playing in Fort Lauderdale. They have fans in the building, not a lot of fans, but they at least have some for these young kids. What do you expect tonight as far as a scoreline?
Sure. I'm thinking three goals maybe from the United States. Wouldn't surprise me if El Salvador got one goal, as some of these tired U.S. legs, guys who aren't used to playing a Concacaf opponent for a full 90 minutes. And you know what? If El Salvador can sneak one in from a set piece or something, wouldn't shock me. This isn't a U.S. team that's used to playing together, and usually those flaws come out on the defensive end of things. But I'm thinking something along the lines of, 3-1, 4-1 for the United States. Maybe I'm being a little more optimistic, but you know what? You have to be. You got Ayo, you got Mueller, you got DK on the bench. Like, you've got guys who can come in and score goals. And that was one of the things I wrote about in my blog post over at sonsofapitchsoccer.com. One of the three things I want to see is some depth at striker. Can Ayo Akinola, can Daryl DK, can Chris Mueller really impress Gregg Berhalter enough where they get called up once World Cup qualifying starts? I mean, we know right now kind of the de facto starters are Zardes and Sargent, and if those guys can really put on a good showing today and then also in the January camp, maybe they make that final roster. So I'm looking at our strikers to have a good performance, and if they do, their U.S. is going to bag 2-3 easy.
All right, there you go. My prediction for this one, and everybody who's watching, hit your predictions over there in the chat. Let us know what your prediction is for this one and where you're watching from. We just picked up another subscriber, 675 Well on our way to
Thank
700
you.
by the end of the night. So thank you for whoever that was. Didn't get a notification come through. But here is El Salvador pressuring the back line of the U.S. Sam Vines clearing it up. My prediction in this one, I'm going 3-1. I like El Salvador to get one lucky bounce somewhere and get on the board. And I think that the USMNT will be able to put 3 past Hernandez for El Salvador. So it's going to be fun. I'm excited about it, man. I love watching the young kids, especially the MLS kids, getting a chance to put on that red, white, and blue tonight. It's all dark blue, the dark blue kits, El Salvador in the white. But, man, it's Ayo Akinola there offside, had a slight chance there. But, man, it feels good. As a TFC fan, I like seeing him in the lineup and getting, although not cap-tied, at least getting some experience with the USA. Obviously, he played his youth soccer with the U.S., but there's talk of Nigeria. There's talk of Canada. As a TFC fan, I wouldn't mind seeing him go to Canada either, but I think he has a better chance to play with the USMNT than he does with Canada, with Jonathan David and some of the young strikers that they have up there. I think he's got a better opportunity with the US.
For sure. And I've looked at Ayo as kind of that pure striker, right? He gets the ball, he finds the goal, he shoots, he scores. Like there's none of this big body hold up play. There's none of the link up play that maybe Zardes is more known for. Flick ons, making runs in the corners, setting up plays. No, Ayo I think is more of a pure striker. And I think that's what the USA needs. They need somebody with a nose for goal, as they say, a guy who can
here's
finish.
Ariola down the wing, sends it into the middle, gets broken up nicely by El Salvador there. But a good half chance so far for the US. We got Bal Bustos on. His prediction is 4-0 USA wins. El Salvador has a poor lineup. Jan Stepp, thanks for jumping back with us, Jan Stepp. It's 3-0 USA is his prediction. Then we've got Luis, 4-0. And
Northside.
4-0
Northside. There you go. I like it.
Okay. All right, so now they got the ball on Chris Mueller. What are your thoughts on Chris Mueller, man? Do you think he makes an impact with the U.S.?
I don't, and it's not a knock against Chris Mueller. I think that right now he's a guy. I'm trying to remember how old he is. I'm going to hurry up and look that up as he starts putting some pressure on the ball. 24. All right, so he should be coming almost into his prime, right? Maybe another year or two. So I don't see him featuring in the 2022 World Cup cycle,
right?
Especially when you've got Zardes. A lot of people still think Altidore has a shot to take a roster spot. Josh Sargent. You got guys like Ayo Akinola and Daryl DK. I don't think he's pushing for them. I don't think he fits the system well that Berhalter wants to run. And again, I don't think he's a clinical finisher. He's an all-around playmaker, but doesn't excel at goal scoring, doesn't excel at anything, any one particular area. Extremely effective for Orlando. He had 10 goals and 7 assists this season. And Mike, we got a close one there. As right as I'm talking about him. He's making a run into the box. USA getting a cross in. Paul Arriola's eating up that right-hand side. Or no, that was Aronson.
Yeah, it was Aronson making the run there to get sent the cross in, got deflected out for a corner. And to answer, Thabby Melvin, are you guys PLS, MLS fans? 3-0 USA is Thabby's prediction. Yes, we are diehard MLS fans. That is what we do. We are all-American soccer podcast, MLS. We dabble in Concacaf as well with USMNT, with Concacaf Champions League, Liga MX here and there. But, yeah, MLS is where it's at for us. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications so you don't miss any time we go live with we do our regular podcast episodes live. We do picks and predictions live. We do everything live. That's the only way to do it. We don't have time to edit. We have 7 kids, the 2 of us. There's no time for that stuff. Here's a shot now at the top of the box and a nice save by Hernandez. So, and then we got Ivan the Orthodox there. I'm with Inter Miami. All right, why aren't you at the game, Ivan? If you're Inter Miami, it's in your stadium, But thanks for jumping on and watching with us. Appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button, guys. And then Thabby says, who are the teams you support? So I am biased. I am a Toronto FC fan, diehard TFC fan. Nick, on the other hand, he's just a nobody fan. He just loves soccer. He'll root for Sporting Kansas City, for Columbus, for Chicago, kind of the Midwest teams that he has a little bit of roots with. But, no true, I bleed red from, well, obviously, but with TFC.
Yeah, me too, Mike. Imagine that.
But, no, I mean, I'm all TFC, so I'm excited to see Akinola up there for sure.
Absolutely.
But, as we say that, Akinola gets another offside there. So he is testing that back line out. And, I mean, he was just barely – well, no. The second ball that got played through, he was a little offside. But Akinola starting out hot, trying to test that back line. This dude shows up when he gets an opportunity. Look at what he did in MLS's back tournament when he first got the opportunity to play for TFC as a starter and lit it up with 5 goals in 3 games. I expect to see Akinola on the score sheet tonight. I expect to see him get a half and DK get the second half. That's what I'm thinking Berhalter's going to do. But I expect to see him on the score sheet, no doubt. So, everybody, thanks for jumping on here. We've got. But we go up. We didn't go up with subscribers. We're still at 675. Guys, hit that subscribe button down below and help us continue to grow and get yourself into our 1,000 YouTube subscriber challenge, gift card challenge, $250 Visa gift card to one random subscriber when we hit 1,000 and get monetized. So get on it. Hit that like button as well so we show up higher in the search rankings. And all of that is very, very much appreciated.
Mike, we are just into the 11th minute here on this game, and the United States is really liking that right wing. They're liking Aronson and Areola coming up the right wing there, trying to get those crosses in, and then flooding the box with guys like Akinola and Mueller, and even Legit if he can push forward a little bit. I think he was Legit in the starting lineup. Did I see his name there?
Yeah.
Like they're flooding those guys into the box, trying to get these crosses in. So I think we know what their strategy is here. And meanwhile, they're looking for some long diagonal balls there, something out of the back, just a little off key, right to the El Salvadorian keeper. But you know what? They're testing the back line. You're right. Not just Akinola, but everyone on the U.S. team is testing that El Salvador defense. Hopefully, we can get a quick goal here and start the game off right, and keep El Salvador on the back foot.
Yeah. That's the goal. Jump on these guys. I mean, the talent level, even with what we're seeing, I don't know if this is El Salvador's A, B, C squad. I'm not sure. But obviously we know U.S. C squad, but still get it done. Get on them. We're better than them. We should be able to win this game. So get a goal early and take the air out from under their wings. We got a new subscriber, Thabby Melvin. Subscribe to your channel. Thank you, Thabby. Appreciate it. That takes us to 676. 24 away from the magic number tonight of 700.
So, hey, you're talking about El Salvador here, Mike, what kind of roster they're putting together. From what I've been reading, this is El Salvador's A team. This is their This is their top team. They're getting ready because they've got World Cup qualifying coming up in the spring. Right. So they're rolling out a full lineup to get them as much playing time together and as much experience as possible.
Goal kick there, almost a penalty kick, but that was I definitely get what you're saying because they're kind of in that group there with Canada as well, getting ready to start their qualifying to get into the Octo, whereas obviously the U.S., Mexico, Costa Rica, those guys are already in the Octo, so they won't be starting for a little bit longer. But so El Salvador is bringing it tonight, and that was a great chance there for Areola. Nice little flick of a header there from Aronson to get him in there. Just couldn't quite get it, and the ball ends up going out for a goal kick. So
you're going with the Octo? Is that it? The octagonal?
That's what I'm going with, man. I'm going with the Octo.
The Octo? I like it.
Me. So Diego asked the question. He says, who would take PKs for USA tonight if they get one? Man, I would think probably you want to give it to one of the young striker kids. I know Akinola is not, he's not that seasoned from the spot either as DK, but I think in this game you want more of a building confidence for these guys. So I would say you give it to them. It's not a competitive match. If it was a competitive match, I would say probably Brendan Aronson or maybe Sebastian Lletget with more experience. But those are my takes there.
Yeah, I'm on the same page as you, Mike. Either Io as the striker, get him some goals, or Lletget as the experienced U.S. player. Though, you know what? At some point, bring up a goalie. Like in a friendly that means nothing, go bring up Bill Hamid. Go bring up whoever's at goal. Let them take a penalty kick. Let's have some fun with it. Let's give them the headline to talk about, right?
This isn't an exhibition match, Nick. It's still a game, but
it's a friendly.
Well, we just got another 2 subscribers. Thank you very much, guys. Sam Cronin, subscribe to your channel. Sam Cronin.
Thank you, Sam.
Sam Cronin. There was a guy that played for TFC named Sam Cronin a long time ago. Wonder if he retired a while back. I think he played for the Loons, the last team he played for. But if that's you, great. Diehard TFC fan over here. If not, good name. And thanks for subscribing to the channel. That puts us up to 678. Here is a long goal kick here from El Salvador, played up to their striker there, Diaz, number 9, and U.S. ends up getting on it, and there's a foul there. Sam Vines gets fouled by number 9, Diaz of El Salvador. So 15 minutes into this one, no score yet. U.S. has definitely controlled the play from what I've seen. Here it looks like an offside call there on Chris Mueller.
That's 3 offsides in the first 15 minutes here, Mike. It's at some point they got to get a little smarter with those runs. But you're right. The U.S. is controlling this game, but it's not like they are dominating this game. It's not like they are imprinting themselves and forcing their will against El Salvador. They're just keeping possession and making the runs. Let's see a little more team play.
One nation, one team, one nation under God, whatever. We're praying.
Maybe that was my subconscious coming through there. But if you didn't know, my dad's a priest. But I'd like to see, 3 or 4, 5 passes put together in the midfield before they spring someone. That's kind of what I'm looking for. And real quick, thank you, David Barliak. Thank you for jumping in, joining the chat. And those are my kids screaming in the background. My apologies. They are my office is right next to the playroom. So they're as excited about this game as we are.
Yeah, it's almost bedtime, right? So that's how it goes. But Jason Schler, thank you for subscribing. That puts us up now to 680. Just got another 2. So man, keep on hitting that subscribe button, y'all. Keep on hitting that like button, and we're gonna get to 700 tonight, no doubt. Especially with our MLS Cup preview episode coming up, probably about 15 minutes after this game is done. Lots to talk about between the Crew and the Sounders. We're going to give keys to the match. We're going to be talking about the players to watch. Here's a nice move by, who's 11? Little bit of miscommunication, but there is Paul Arriola, sends it into the back of the net, and El Salvador was scrambling around. God, that was an ugly, ugly goal, but who cares? It's in the goal. That's all we care about. 1-0 USMNT over El Salvador.
And that's what you want to see, Mike. You want to see guys scoring goals, however it comes. And the U.S. took advantage of it, right? You got Paul Arriola. I really like him as a player. I was so bummed when he went down with his ACL injury and we didn't get to see him play for DC this year because I was high on DC going into the season. But great to see him back out there. Even better to see him getting into dangerous positions, finding the back of the net, mixing it up with a couple guys, because I'll tell you, coming back from major knee surgery, confidence is the biggest thing. Your knee is repaired. The surgeons did their jobs, but he got the confidence to go in there, get the ball, and put it in the back of the net. That's awesome. I love it.
Yep.
And yes, Ivan the Orthodox, he is still with DC United. Did not play this past season. Expect him back. But we'll see, because he's getting designated player money down there with them, and we'll see how they mix up their rosters now that they've moved on from Ben Olsen as their coach. So that's the thoughts on Arriola.
Oh, shoots it over. Good chance there, but just missed by Akinola. Yeah, he says he needs to come down to Miami to team up with Pizarro. Yeah, man, they need somebody there to team up with Pizarro in that midfield. I think Lewis Morgan's good on the wings, and then they got Higuain at the top. But, I think a little bit more time to gel for Miami. If they could bring in a player like Arriola, maybe on TAM money, that would be huge for that club. Cookie JR17. I don't care if one of them wins since I'm half American and half Salvadorian. There you go. That's like me. I'm Canadian, but I live in America. So when the US and Canada play, I'm Switzerland, man. It's all good for me. So I feel you. Thanks for jumping on and hanging here with us. Make sure you hit that subscribe and like button while you're here. All right, Mackenzie at the back. It's been all USA, man. This is beautiful. This is what we expected, and we're getting it. 1-0 already, 16, 17 minutes in. Here we got Vines now at the back, sending a long ball up to Mueller, but it gets cleared out like a bicycle kick by the defender. Well, man, these guys for the El Salvador back line, they got to pull it together. They're not playing so hot right now.
No, and like nothing is working for El Salvador. So their defense collapsed on that goal. It was a totally broken formation. They had no shape. They had no line. When they do get the ball in the midfield, they don't know what to do with it. They don't know if they are going to play a quick ball over the top. They don't know if they're going to build possession. Everyone's kind of standing around. Whereas you look at this U.S. team, especially a Gregg Berhalter scheme. Meanwhile, the USA gets another cross in the box.
Chris Mueller with the goal. 2-0 USA.
Look at that. Oh, maybe Mueller is playing himself into a roster spot here come the big game.
Nice shot there. Wow. There we go. 2-0, 20 minutes in. I'll take it, man. Both the wings with a goal so far, Mueller and Areola. Just a great little 1-2 there by and Akinola just missed it. Missed a chance. Then nice ball up from Uil into Mueller, and he just sends it right past the keeper, right in the corner. Just great play so far by these young kids who have never, ever stepped foot on the same field together unless they were playing against each other at MLS. So, hey, there's Greg Shafin on Shafin. I don't know how you pronounce the last name, but Greg the Kill Switch. I like that much better. He's on Facebook. Hey, what's up? What's up? Come hang out with us on YouTube and help those numbers grow. We don't get nothing from Facebook. All right, Janstep says one more goal for my prediction. Yeah, I only need one more from the U.S., but this one might be way more ugly than we were thinking earlier. So it's got that feel to it already now, 20 minutes in and 2-0 for the U.S.
Yeah, I mean, John Stepp's going to get the prediction in the first half hour, 3-0, right? How crazy would that be? But you know what? Again, El Salvador's defense has no shape. Like right now, maybe you kind of see a four line in the back, a 4 flat in the back. But other than that, like the ball comes into the middle, they're all disjointed. They're all out of sorts. They need to get something back together, and it's all on the frustration of their keeper's face. Like you expect your goalkeeper to save the easy ones and maybe come up with a couple hard saves. But you know what? When the U.S. is teeing off from inside the 18 and just lobbing crosses in, there's nothing much the keeper can do. So you know what? Like I'm putting all that on their back line. Now we do have a question here. As the El Salvador keeper does kind of hold it up a little bit, try to slow things down, give his team some time to figure out what they're going to do. We got Ronaldo Baltazar asking, what do you guys think of Julian Araujo? Now, I haven't watched too much of him, but Gregg Berhalter's got faith in him to bring him in here and give him some time.
All right. This is good. We got pause on the question. We'll be back to that. It's now 3-0 United States. Sebastian Lletget, turnover in the midfield, just takes a little looper shot, and there you go. Wasn't quite a chip. I think it took a deflection, hops right over the keeper, and it's 3-0 USA.
Wow, this is just you're starting to see video games.
There's your prediction. You now have another 68 minutes to not have a goal scored in this game. Well, I think your prediction's wrong, sir. So is mine, I think, too.
Yeah, I expected the U.S. to actually try to, play a little bit of some passing and possession and work with each other here. But no, they're going straight for the goal. And I love it, Mike. I'm so happy I'm wrong in this sense of it.
Absolutely, man. The more goals, the better. I mean, you just think, right? And I know these are different players than what we saw against Wales and Panama, right? But either way, it's still USMNT that's getting the job done, and they're playing well, and they're scoring a lot of goals. And that feeling under Berhalter. The fans, the players, they're all going to be comfortable. They're going to be excited about it. And, it's nothing but good news for USMNT 100%. So that is, I'm happy. Let's make it 10. Can we score 10 goals tonight? We were trying to get to 800.
Junior says
subscribers. We're at 683. We're already up, got 9 subscribers to start here today. We're going to hit 700. Why not? Let's shoot for 10. 10 nothing.
Yeah, let's do it. Well, hey, that was the second point I actually made in my blog post at sonsofapitchsoccer.com is they got to win. If you want to build a winning culture, it's got to start in games like these. Right. If you want to instill confidence in your players, first of all, if you want to increase the reputation and that kind of feeling of we're the better team, you got to win these games, and they're doing it convincingly so far. Yeah. The other piece of that puzzle is you want to be the best team in Concacaf. We got a long way to go to be consistently beating Mexico. I'll give you that. But you want El Salvador, Honduras, Jamaica, Trinidad, Curacao. You want those countries to know that when the U.S. is their matchup, they don't have a chance.
Yep.
And here we have the C team for the U.S. slotting 3 goals against El Salvador's A team.
There's a header by Mueller, and it's 4.
Oh my gosh,
Nick! I haven't even talked the game. I've done no commentary, but just watching that build-up play. There's another one, a beautiful cross in and right to the head of Chris Mueller, and it's 4-0 US.
Holy cow. We still got to go back and talk about Julian Araujo. Yeah. And Stevie Melvin says, what did the coach do to improve this team? Well, first of all, he scheduled a terrible opponent. That was the first step.
That's one.
But really, it's kind of Berhalter has a system play, right? He gets the most out of the talent that he has. It didn't work against Mexico when they played them back in the Gold Cup a while ago. But you know what? It's working here tonight. It's working with these young players who have the MLS experience. So this is great. And you know what? With COVID and no games and nothing, Berhalter's been on iPads and social media and computers and sending things out on conference calls. Like, these players know where they're supposed to be at every instance on the field. And I think that's the best part of what he's instilled since he's come in. It's taking time, and people were calling for his head when you didn't get results right away. But you're starting to see it pay off a little bit. Again, El Salvador.
But again, we can't get too crazy here because it is El Salvador. But these guys, what did he do to improve the team? I mean, these kids are hungry, man. They all got their chance. They all got a shot here. These aren't guys like Altidore and Bradley and, the guys who are always in the roster for years at a time. Reem, the whole list of guys that hopefully we won't see much of anymore. Those guys, they didn't care. They were in it. And Berhalter's a good coach, as Greg Killswitch, who's now on YouTube, says, and the Crew's old coach, and he's real excited about Saturday. That was a great comment there, Greg, and so are we. Here's a 2-on-1 now for the U.S. Aronson sends it over to Mueller for the Hattie, goes back to Aronson, and it's Akinola slides in first, and he kicks it in.
Oh my goodness!
Getting on the score sheet. That is just unbelievable. There's Akinola gets his, and it's Soccer 09 here. Come on, man. I think they're going to get there. I really do. Because we're going to bring in wholesale changes at the second half. And, there was a good comment up here that I don't know if we can show this. We can.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
But that was, I
didn't know you could show murder on TV.
Yeah, it is. But look, what I love about this right here is Mueller. The goalkeeper comes over. The defender starts coming over. The guy's on a hat trick in a exhibition game. And what does he do? He lays it back to Aronson, which then Akinola's making the run and ends up getting to it first. But lays it off. Like, that's totally unselfish. That's awesome. Like, I love to see that. And you know what? That's gonna do a lot for him. If Berhalter's sticking him, and they might give this guy another chance. That type of play right there, that's where it's at. Mm-hmm. So, 5-0. We got a bunch of new viewers on here now to watch this onslaught. They probably want to hear us talking about USMNT because the game's no fun. But we're
in the 29th minute, and here's what's happened in the last 29, 30 minutes here, right? USA builds possession, gets a goal. El Salvador tries to pass it, turns it over. USA builds possession, scores a goal. Repeat 5 times. Like that's what's been going on here. El Salvador has had a really tough time stringing together 2-3 passes. And yeah, Soccer 09, Cookie Jr. 17. They would like to see El Salvador get one and just have something to show for this game. I mean, Bill Hamid wants to keep the clean sheet, and I know so do the U.S. stats guys.
Yeah.
But we'll see if the U.S. decides to hang back a little bit. If Berhalter makes some wholesales, but if he makes those wholesale changes at halftime, then those guys are going to want to come in and score goals too. Right. It could be double what we got now.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
It's who knows, man.
But this is the first time the ball made it all the way back to Bill Hamid, I think, the entire game, playing it with his feet.
Yeah, there was a shot, could have been on goals, right in the edge there, for them, for El Salvador, right in the beginning of the game, like the first 30 seconds. But since then, no, it's been literally the field has been tilted completely. So,
well, that was one of the other things I put out in my article that I wrote, that you want to see guys play in the system, and part of that system is playing it out of the back with their, and Bill Hamid using his feet, the American goalkeepers using their feet. That's what has given Stefan such an advantage over a lot of other goalkeepers, is because he's had that experience when he was playing with Berhalter and the crew. So now we see Hamid doing it a little. We got the defenders playing some nice passes around in their 18. Maybe a team a little more aggressive and a little more speedy than El Salvador could give you some more trouble. Mexico, Costa Rica. So the U.S. is going to have to be better with that. But it is something we got to look for if we're going to play this Berhalter style for at least the next one World Cup qualifying cycle.
Yeah. So while we've got a quick break in the action, because the ball's actually in the middle of the field, let's there's Greg the Kill Switch. Thank you, sir. Hey guys, share this and subscribe and like this. Much appreciated, Greg. Everybody, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Tell your friends we're talking USMNT, and we got to go back to that question about Julian Araujo.
Yes.
Who had a beautiful assist there on Mueller's goal, beautiful cross in. So what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on him? I don't know. He's not. I don't think he's fighting for that first team with the U.S. right now. He's second tier, maybe. But what are your thoughts on him? I mean, he's played okay with the Galaxy. Mexico's talking about trying to get him because he's dual national. What do you think?
So Julian Araujo, defender.
Ariola with another cross into the box, just misses Mueller and goes out for an El Salvador clear.
They're trying to get him that hat trick. They're trying to give Mueller the 3. I love it. So Julian Araujo, 19 years old, plays for the LA Galaxy. He's a defender. He came up in LA. His first big club, or his first real club, was the Galaxy. Played with Galaxy 2 in 2018. Came up to their first team last year and has been with them. Getting some starts, getting some time. Not a regular starter yet. And I think that's one thing to look at, is that he's not a regular starter for an MLS team. So that's something to keep in mind.
Right. Right.
So go ahead, Mike. Give us a game update here. We got a rough challenge.
Yeah, rough challenge there by the El Salvadorian back there, Orellana. I believe he pulled the card out. He might have, because it was a pretty nasty challenge on Legit.
He should have.
Up and doing all right. Looks like we're going to have a substitute come in. Couple subs for El Salvador, which of course, I mean, you got to switch things up if you're their coach. But Araujo, he's a good talent. I think give him a couple of years. Let's see how he does in MLS, and let's see if we can get him into. There's a header for I believe it was McKenzie, and it goes just wide on that free kick. So McKenzie trying to get in the action, but he just misses. So give it a couple of years for Araujo. Is he one of those guys like Dest where you're like, get this guy signed? No, but you're right. Give him some time. You know what this is though, Mike? To me, this is a great move by Berhalter to get him some USMNT, some Concacaf experience while he's young. So then in another 4 years, when he is competing for a starting spot on a World Cup qualifying roster, he's not shell-shocked.
He's not star-stunned. No deer in headlights. Pick your
Right.
metaphor, right? When it is time for him to step up and play, he can go back to this game against El Salvador and say, I held my own. I can do this against Costa Rica and Mexico, right? So that's what's great here is that it's going to keep the pipeline. It's going to keep the pipeline going. It's like
Right.
college football recruiting, man. You got to, when your senior graduates, you got to have that freshman, sophomore able to move up the next season. When you have guys like Dest and Cannon either moving up or unable to play or for whatever reason not in the lineup, you got to have a guy like Araujo able to step up and not have a talent drop off or a system drop off or a hole or anything like that. So that's why I love this roster for this game even more so.
Yeah, absolutely. So Cookie JR17, what are the subs? They haven't made them yet, so I don't know who they are just yet. Only saw a quick shot of them there, right? Look like on the end line or the touch line, getting ready to come in. But no update on that yet. And Greg says, was there any Maradona tributes? Sorry if I spelled that wrong. Nope, you spelled it right, and there was no tribute that I saw. But I wasn't looking for one either, so maybe there was. Don't know. Long ball over the top. Looks like 21 is coming in for El Salvador as well as number 5. So that would be 21 and 5.
Well, I mean, let's see if these guys can mix them up.
And Alexander Mendoza. Looks like those guys are coming in. So got Black on here, says not from either country, and this is in my recommendations, LOL. Hey, that's good news. That is awesome. So everybody who's been subscribing tonight and liking, you're doing your job because it's showing up in recommendations. Thanks for jumping on, Black. Appreciate it. Hit that subscribe and like button and watch all of our awesome American soccer content and get in our $250 Visa gift card challenge as well. Brendan Lamaster, who's going to win probably at 5-0. I'm going to go USMNT all day long. This one's probably done and dusted already, if you want my honest opinion. But, yeah, thanks for coming on and hanging here with us, Brendan. And we're going to have some fun talking USMNT before we get crazy and start talking MLS Cup final about 15 minutes after this game is done. So here's a chance for El Salvador. Actually got the ball in the box and a nice defensive play there by Araujo. It goes up and hits the arm of the El Salvador player, and it is a free kick for the U.S., and Hamid will step up to take that one.
Yeah, great talk. Speaking of Araujo, right? Great defending. Keeps the defender in front of him. The defender's trying to spin him around and get a cut in on goal. And Araujo does not bite, keeps good positioning, great footwork, and then is able to get a little toe poke in there to flick the ball away and hits the El Salvadorian in the hand, and we get the call, free kick, able to get possession back. So excellent play by Araujo. I'm not saying that he was trying to draw a handball, because that's a pretty difficult thing. But that's the result of it. And when you play well,
here comes Mueller down the left-hand side, looking for a run into the box, but he doesn't get it, sends it back to Leggett, and that turned from a chance to nothing real quick. But here's Uil sending it wide to the left. Nice switch there for Araujo, which the offside flag comes up. I disagree with that. That was not offside. And here come the substitutions. He was definitely on, no doubt about it. So bad call there by the AR, but I guess, the mind is a little bit down if, you're in a 5-0 game. So
yeah.
Brendan Lamaster, subscribe. Thank you so much. I believe that's the one that took us to 685. It is.
Right.
Thank you, Brendan. And appreciate that. Make sure you hit those notifications so you don't miss us going live on anything that we do. Regular podcast episodes, picks and predictions, live stream reaction, watch-alongs, MLS Cup preview, all that kind of stuff. And, here we got Black says, I'm Spanish. I've searched about Serginho Dest, a USA and Barcelona player. Maybe that's why it's in my recommendation, but I'll sub. Why not? Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And yes, Serginho Dest is a beast. And he's not in this lineup because this is the MLS, the MLS kind of player pool outside of Columbus and Seattle, obviously. But yeah, this USMNT, the future looks very bright, as it does for Serginho Dest at Barcelona. So thanks for jumping on with us there and hanging out.
For sure. One thing I want to point out, Greg the Kill Switch says, Berhalter's teams always play quick. And you look at, in this lineup, Jackson Uil, when he gets that ball in the middle third of the field, when he gets either a turnover or the defense plays it up to him, his first look is down in the channels, in those offensive corners, watching the wingers trying to make the runs in behind the defense. And he will play those angled balls, those long balls over the top, and try to spring a quick counter and try to spread the defense out even more so. And you see El Salvador is recognizing it because you know what? They've just fouled him 3 times in the last 2 minutes. Yeah. That's how they're trying to break it up. So
here is Ariel, sends it back to Aronson and gets cut off by the defender for El Salvador, number 5, and cleared out. Yeah, that's man, it's unbelievable looking at the speed of the U.S. players compared to El Salvador. Holy cow. Every time they're running, it's like the U.S. players behind him by a good amount, and he catches up to him and blows by him every single time. So, man, hey, we got Ryan Anderson's jumped on. What's up, man? How's it going? And Ryan, go check out Ryan. He does all the Concacaf stuff over on his site. He does this Concacaf Leagues or Concacaf League live stream reaction watch-alongs over there. Go subscribe to his channel. He's growing like crazy. Lots of awesome soccer content as well. We got McCamps. I'm an American, but I'm also Salvadorian. I like to score for USA, but not for El Salvador. We were just talking about that with Cookie JR there. That's the same way for me. I'm Canadian. I was born in Canada. I live in the United States, have since I was 10. And, man, when Canada and the U.S. play, it's like kind of just a little, it's like a –
You always have something to cheer for there, Mike.
Oh, got something to cheer for. It's exciting stuff. So thanks for jumping on, McCamps. Hit that subscribe button. We're at 686. We're trying to get to 700 tonight, if not more. And also, everybody who hasn't done yet already, hit that subscribe button and get into our $250 Visa gift card challenge. When we reach 1,000, one subscriber will be randomly drawn to win a $250 Visa gift card. It's that simple. I don't care if you're in China. I don't care if you're in El Salvador. I don't care if you're in the United States. I'm going to FedEx it to you, and we're going to have some fun. So
I don't know how Customs is going to take kindly to you FedExing money to China, Mike, but you know what? We're going to do our best to get it there.
I'm Canadian. It's fine.
Oh, okay. I don't know if that's better or worse, but anyway, no, I like Ryan's comment. El Salvador is starting to go peak Concacaf. Yeah, they're starting to get some hard fouls. There was that one against Legit, which was scary for him because that's very similar to how he was injured a few years ago playing for the USMNT. A hard studs up challenge from behind, and then Jackson Ewell taking the brunt of some of these defensive midfielders. So. This is part of that CONCACAF experience that we were talking about earlier, that you want these young players to get. It not just playing international games, not just playing senior team games, but the physicality of it all, and then the referees not calling anything, right?
Right.
I mean, this ref is doing a good job. He's keeping control of it. He's issued at least one yellow card that I remember, and he's talking to these El Salvadorian players about what they need to do and what they don't need to do in order to continue to draw more yellow cards here. Referee's Puerto Rican for what it's worth. So
header down. McKenzie with the hit. Is it offside? I believe it is. Looks like McKenzie was just offside from the header on the free kick. And that's the call. Offsides. Almost made it 6. But it was good on the first one. Oh, that's tight. That is tight.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like there's VAR tonight, Mike. If that side official's raising his flag that quickly, then you know there's no VAR tonight. Because that would have probably confirmed a goal. That looked he looked even. Yeah,
that did. As they're showing the replay again here with the little VW commercial at the top. Yeah, that's onside. That's a goal.
Yeah, that official, I'm not sure what CONCACAF does to grade their referees, but that guy's got an F in my book, right? Yeah, Ryan's right. CONCACAF, exactly. The U.S. gets CONCACAF even in friendlies when they're up 5-0. McKenzie gets robbed of a goal. He's terrible, Mike. He's called 2 offside calls, one that is a goal that shouldn't have been. The other offside calls I'll give him, but he doesn't look like he's in position. And when the referee was calling for a sub when there was a corner, like he's like walking in front of the player, walking in front of the ball. Like it's your job. You step in front of the ball, you prevent the play. Like you don't meander about there. Like I think that guy's got a lot to learn and is going to get a nice talking to. That's for sure when it comes to his grading.
Yeah, absolutely. And as Ryan says, Concacaf needs VAR. I think VAR should be just across the board. It gets screwed up every once in a while, but again, this doesn't matter, right? Because it's a goal that it's in a 5-0 match in a friendly. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. And it's not an international window. It's not sanctioned.
Right.
So that's probably
but what if here's a chance now, Areola, who's just been blowing by this guy on the right-hand side, gets ready for the cross, sends it back to Akinole, misses. Mueller, almost had the hat trick. Great save by Hernandez in goal for El Salvador, and he ends up smothering the ball there. But as I say, it doesn't matter but what if it was World Cup qualifying, El Salvador on the final night, and that goal was the first and only goal of the game, and now the United States doesn't qualify for the World Cup because of a blown call, and there's no VAR. So anytime there's a missed call, it sucks. It shouldn't happen, but there's the human element. So it is what it is. But I'd like to see VAR across the board
for sure. And I'm gonna qualify it a little bit here, because we all want calls to be made right, and that is why VAR is here. And it's your exact scenario, Mike, that you said, that we don't want to have one call affect a huge outcome, right? It was the France-Ireland handball from a couple World Cup cycles ago, which kept Ireland out of it. When Henry handled the ball back in play and France got the goal of it, knocked out Ireland. We had the Maradona comment earlier, right? The hand of God. VAR would have overruled that in a heartbeat.
Yep.
But it's those type of situations that they need VAR for. Meanwhile, the United States, as we get into stoppage time here, a minute of stoppage time in the first half, U.S. just kind of knocking the ball around in the defensive third, keeping some possession here, working a little clock.
Just trying to get to halftime. 30 seconds till halftime. 45 seconds. It's just getting there. But Areola, he's not done, man. He's running the night. He sends a ball over to Araujo over on the right. He sends the cross back into the middle to Mueller. Mueller kind of muffs it. It falls to Akinola, but the defender clears it out. And this should take us to halftime here unless Uil turns things around. Doesn't. There's no foul called, and here comes El Salvador down the other side. And ASMR Bella, subscribed. If you're not subscribed, thank you, Bella. Appreciate it. And she said, let's get him to 700 by the end of the night. Appreciate that. Ryan Anderson says, y'all listen to ASMR Bella. Good stuff. Thanks, guys. Well, here's the halftime whistle. So we're going to take about a 15-minute break here for the halftime break, and we will be back in the second half. And hopefully we'll see a bunch of changes so we can see the rest of these kids get a chance on the field. So
TK's got 2 goals in him if this trend continues.
Absolutely. So I'll also update my count up to 689. Just had that one come through. So we are getting there. Talk to you guys in a few minutes and about 15. Hang tight. We'll be back. as I'm sitting here on mute. We're back for the second half. Miguel Martinez just subscribed. That just put us to 691. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 700 by the end of this stream. So players are back out on the field. I'm assuming there's some changes. Doesn't look like it. It looks like Areola's still on, but I'm sure there's a few changes there. Just about to get started. Nick, you're back. All right. So, man, I was just scrolling here on YouTube and searched USA El Salvador and found a stream, and somebody's using our thumbnail.
Someone ripped off your artwork.
Someone ripped off our thumbnail for the game, and then so yeah, whatever. It is what it is. I'll put in a copyright infringement or whatever on them for using that. But here comes the U.S. right off the bat, sending it into the middle. A Jet misses a perfect opportunity to start this one. 45-30. Let me restart my clock since I just messed it up. But how was your halftime break?
Crazy stuff. Just found out some big family news that I don't want to share it on the internet, but just all good stuff, buddy. All good stuff.
Okay. All right. Nice.
But I'm ready for more USA goal scoring opportunities here, right? Like, and I'm just looking at the comments again. The Mariano Gonzalez, go USA, beef turtle bone, 80 USMNT. We are the best team. Yes, I'm loving the energy that's coming through these chats. I'm loving the energy that these players are bringing on the field, Mike. But I want to see who are the subs. Any halftime subs? Did Berhalter not make any switches?
Doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it, man. I'm loving the energy of the subscriber count, keeping on going up as well. Y'all making me do a lot of editing over here. Just hit 692, so thank you for that. And man, we got lots of new U.S. soccer fans that are just finding us, which is fantastic. That's what we do here at Sons of a Pitch Soccer Podcast. It's all USA, all MLS. It's a lot of fun. So Mariano Gonzalez says Mueller hat trick. We'll see. Maybe he gets it. He's already got the 2, so we will see.
Well, I'm looking for more of the same out of the U.S. this second half. I'm looking to see them keep up the pressure, both defensively and offensively. They really are forcing El Salvador into a lot of turnovers in the middle of the field. And let's just make sure, same keys to the game here. Keep your shape defensively, make the right passes offensively, and score some goals. And Jackson Ewell gets fouled again. And the referee finally says, no more. Next time Ewell gets touched, it's got to be a yellow card. The referee has to protect Ewell. Now, I'm not trying to say that's the referee's job, but man, he's taken 3 or 4 hard knocks in the last 10 minutes of game time. Something's got to change.
Yeah. Man, that was he is taking some hits. That's for sure. El Salvador's going to Concacaf, man. That's what they're going to do.
Yeah, right.
You know, they're down 5-0. They're getting embarrassed. This is their A team. They're down 5-0 to a bunch of kids, some of which are just getting, their first cap tonight. The refs got to do something to get this thing under control.
No doubt about it. You know that there's going to be cards coming out very shortly, Mike, very shortly. Meanwhile, goal kick El Salvador, right?
Yep, and here comes now the foul and on McKenzie. McKenzie ends up fouling and be a free kick for El Salvador. 49th minute. Here's the free kick. Sends it over to the left-hand side. And nice defense there by Araujo. And kicks it all the way back. El Salvador starting to build up. The U.S. can't let them get on the front foot at all. You got to just keep the cleats on their neck right now, and keep the pressure on them. So here comes El Salvador, handball, and now that looks like a sub, doesn't it? And number 15 for the United States. I don't know who he is. It's on the back of the jersey. He's turned around. I can't see it. You know who that is? Number 15
on the U.S. roster there, Mike. Let's see. Number 15, Marco Farfan, the defender or is he the defender? I forget where he plays on the field.
He's the wing back.
Yeah, coming from the Portland Timbers there. Yeah. Rocky, if you're still listening in your drive, there's your guy, Marco Farfan from Portland Timbers, making an appearance. And we all know.
By Legit into the box, sends it back to Aronson. He sets it up. It gets deflected, and it's in. Brennan Aronson with the goal. 6-0 United States. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Aronson gets the one back that Ekinola poached from him before.
Yeah.
And just look at that space. He is 10 yards from goal. He's at the penalty spot, and there's not an El Salvadorian defender around him. It's rookie defending by El Salvador, like staying even with the ball and not looking for where it's going to go, looking for where it is. And Aronson, good on him, finds the space right there where he needs to be. Excellent play, slots it home easily from 10 yards out. So, Mike, we're getting more of what we said, right? More goals, more USA dominance, and more
good stuff.
Yeah. Go for it, buddy.
That's what we want to see, man. US just keep the pressure on and take it. Here they come again. Leggett now sending it out wide. Will he take the cross? There's just no pressure. I mean, there's just no press by these El Salvador defenders. I mean, this guy ends up getting the ball, but they're just giving so much time and space to these USMNT players. It's ridiculous. And then he just gives the ball away to Aronson coming up the middle of the park. Aronson sends it wide to the right for Areola. Areola looking for something in the middle. He sends the cross in and just missed by Aronson and gets cleared out by El Salvador. And Ryan Anderson says, I want 10. I want 10. I'm with you, Ryan. I want 10 as well. Here's Soccer 09, Sons of a Pitch. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. How would you rate El Salvador's lineup? So this is their A team. This is what they would put out in a Gold Cup. This is, barring one or two guys. So this is their stuff right here. So this looks good for the U.S. We expected we were on the 3-0, 3-1 mark in our predictions in the beginning. So good lineup from El Salvador. And better stuff from the young Americans out there. Hey, there's Sergeant Pickles 13, new sub. Love the content. Go Sounders. Awesome. Nice. Another MLS fan and a House Sounders fan. We're going to be having some fun with that. Join us right after this for our MLS Cup preview and prediction show. We'll be going live about 15 minutes after this one's over. So everybody that's watching this, stay on for that one. Find the stream for that one. Lots of stuff to talk about for that. And we'll be live for a live stream reaction watch-along party for MLS Cup on Saturday night. We're going to have lots of fun. It's going to be the biggest stream we've got going yet, no doubt about that. Here's the goal kick now for El Salvador. Hernandez taking his time, just wants to get the hell off the field. He's giving up 6 goals so far, so he's ready to go.
There it is, Mike. Part of me is if I'm El Salvador, like, pull the keeper, sub him out just to preserve him and a little bit of his mental mentality there.
Right? Oh man, a little bit of dignity for the El Salvadorian keeper there, Hernandez. Hey, we got please sub for Sons of a Pitch Soccer podcast. Appreciate that, Soccer 09, as well as ASMR Bella putting it out there for us. Really appreciate you guys urging everybody to hit that subscribe button. Just jumped up to 694 and closer to that 700. Let's get it done. If you haven't done so already, get in on our 1,000 YouTube subscriber challenge for a chance to win a $250 Visa gift card. It's that simple. We will be doing a drawing when we hit that 1,000, and somebody's going to get a $250 Visa gift card.
Hey, Mike, Bill Hamid just touched the soccer ball again.
He did.
Third or fourth time so far?
Oh, man. I think that's probably, yes, third, maybe fourth time he's actually touched the ball. Light work for Bill Hamid. Light work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't get confused. Don't everybody be on the bandwagon like, oh, Hamid with a clean sheet. Don't get confused. He's still not going to play for the U.S. men's national team when it actually means something. Here's a long ball over the top, just a little too far there from Chris Mueller, who's working on that hat trick there. Hopefully he gets that done tonight, but just a little long. Here comes El Salvador now up the field. They do at least seem to have a little bit more of an attack going in this second half than they did in the first half. A little bit more forward play, nothing crazy, no chances, anything like that. But at least they're not getting run off the pitch the way they were in the first half.
That's true, and I wonder how much of that is, the U.S. team kind of sitting back a little bit, or is it El Salvador saying, we got to play with a little more pride. We got to come out. I mean, we got World Cup qualifying in the next window. Like, we need to actually play better than this and do some things differently. I don't see them doing anything differently tactically right now, Mike, but it does appear that they are kind of growing into the game a little bit. Obviously 6 goals and 60 some minutes later. But that could be it. Maybe they're finally finding their footing and playing a little toe to toe with the US here.
Maybe. I don't know about toe to toe. That might be a little bit generous there, but here comes Areola. They're calling the foul. Nope, doesn't call the foul. The ref started to put the not the ref, the lineman put the flag up like he was going to call a foul, but the ref never called it. And then Akinola goes squirting into the box there, but doesn't get it done.
All right. So now we've got another substitution get ready to come in for El Salvador. It looks like they've already used 3-4 of their subs right now, trying to mix it up a little bit here. And hey, just like the United States is trying to see what depth they've got in this game, El Salvador are probably trying to do that a little bit here as well, trying to see which guys are reliable off the bench for them or which guys should be pushing for a starting spot. So right now 4 subs have been used by El Salvador, and the only sub for the U.S., Farfan, coming in for Sam Vines at halftime. So excellent outing by Sam Vines, the Colorado Rapids player there.
Yep.
I think you're going to see him probably on that Olympic squad. Wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, yeah.
And Marco Farfan brings a little of that championship caliber from Portland Timbers there. So let's take a look at how the U.S. now lining up for a corner kick in the 56th minute. Is that legit? Nope, that's Areola out to take it. I didn't realize he was much of a free kick guy for the U.S., but here we go. All right, Mike, what are you seeing here on this corner?
See, I'm a little bit behind you, man. I'm still watching the substitution. So it's not even a corner; it's a free kick from just inside the corner flag. There, it looks like Leget's gonna take this one, swing it into the box.
I was behind you. I was still at the corner,
okay.
Mike. That's what it was.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, but here we got Legit taking the free kick on this one here. That's fine with me. I think he has an excellent knack for finding the spots on these free kicks.
Just put the ball up like he did. Akinola goes in for the header, gets his head on it, but doesn't get it on frame. And they're trying to manhandle Akinola in the box there. It's a matter of time before he draws a penalty, because that one could have been called as well. Defender had both arms around him, and that definitely could have been called a penalty. Here comes Soto in for the United States. He's coming in for, I believe it's Areola. I can't tell. Yep, Areola. So Soto on the field, and Areola with a great return to play. Really good return to play for him, just coming off that ACL injury. I mean, he looked really good. He had the speed. He was running down those wings. He was blasting by guys. Ended up getting a goal, I think an assist as well. So very, very good outing from him.
Absolutely. And now we got Sebastian Soto coming on. Again, an offensive substitution here. Trying to get his. Time for him to get his. We got 6 goals already. He's got about a half hour to really do something here with the United States. For those of you who don't know, he is Sebastian Soto is one of the international players. I think one of 2 international players on this particular roster. 20 years old. He's currently with Norwich City on loan, though, over to Telstar in the 2nd division of the Dutch league. So he's got a decent pedigree there, right? Came up through Hanover, 96 over in the Bundesliga, and then went over to Norwich City and now Telstar. So he's playing in that 2nd tier of European club soccer, but at only age 20, man, he's got nowhere to go but up. So let's see if he can make the most of his opportunities here with the U.S. team. He's already gotten a number of call-ups for the youth squads for the United States, and this is his 2nd cap for the senior club here. So let's see if he can't find some space. He's a taller guy. He's 6 foot, so he could maybe get on the end of one of those Sebastian Legit set pieces. Mike, what do you think?
Hey, it definitely could. He's a taller guy. Akinola, he's got Akinola by a good 6 inches, 7 inches. So, he's the tallest guy in the box. That's what you're looking for on those type of balls in from Legit. Speaking of Akinola, there he is, sends it wide to Araujo, gets broken up nicely by the El Salvadorian player, and they try to break up the field a little bit here. but just eaten up by the defenders for Uil, and Araujo can't even get it into the U.S. half.
Yeah, our center midfielders are doing exactly what they need to. I mean, that's fantastic. When Uil is playing an excellent defensive position and doing what he does for San Jose, tracking back, whoever the first offensive player for El Salvador is that comes in his area, he picks him up and he's not letting him do anything. Excellent defensive movement by him, positioning. And then on offense, he gets the ball, finds that pass, quick play up. Like, Jackson Ewell is having a very nice night tonight, and maybe playing himself into some more conversations from the senior team. Meanwhile, 61st minute, we get a yellow card. Finally, thank you. Finally. Just another bad foul from an El Salvadorian player. This time against Chris Mueller. Mueller goes right by him. The guy's flat-footed. So what does he do? Kick Mueller in the back of the leg and take him down. Like, it's not even soccer, okay? So Roberto Dominguez of El Salvador gets the yellow card. I expect at least 2 or 3 more yellow cards the way El Salvador has been playing. I don't think they've got nothing to fear. There's no yellow card accumulation. And I'm not 100% sure, Mike, maybe you know, if they are red carded in a friendly, especially in a non-FIFA sanctioned window, does that carry over to a qualifying game? Like, could an El Salvadorian player miss a World Cup qualifier for a red card in this friendly? Do you know that? I'm
not sure. I know with the friendlies and the actual competitive matches, I'm not sure if it would actually swing over because it is a FIFA match. But as you were saying, is it sanctioned as a official FIFA match? Like, would this count towards the rankings, or is this more of an exhibition type deal because Berhalter just called it in at the last minute?
Yeah. I'm a leaning exhibition, which is why I don't think there's much punishment for it. But you know what? I think the U.S. probably could petition FIFA to suspend some of these guys if they keep doing what they're doing. Hey, want to get to a comment from Ryan Anderson. We were talking about Marco Farfan, the defender of the Portland Timbers, no longer of the Portland Timbers as of just a few days ago. He gets traded to LAFC, and LAFC end up, I'm trying to see real quick reading, but we'll get the details in our next MLS podcast episode. But Marco Farfan to LAFC here, Mike.
A great pickup for LAFC. I mean, good. I mean, he's getting called up by the national team, even albeit a December camp that, is more like the January camp. We'll see if he actually goes to the January camp. But I mean, that's a great pickup for LAFC. I think he cost him a little bit of gam. A great move for LAFC, a great depth piece, right? A young up-and-coming depth piece. You got to love it.
For sure. I like Sergeant Pickles 13's comment here. My dream is to have some combo of Morris, Pulisic, and Musa in the attack. And, we saw Musa, how well he played in that Panama game. He was all over the place. He was in every dangerous position. So an excellent display by the young, talented player from Valencia, I believe, over in the Spanish Premier League. Having him be able to feed Morris and Pulisic and their diagonal runs, or to link up and do a little 1-2 play, that would be fantastic. That would be great to see. We get another comment here, Soccer09. Who do you think will win the MLS? Well, Soccer09, lucky for you, we're doing an entire show dedicated to the MLS Cup shortly after this game. So about 15 minutes after this game ends, we will have our predictions as well as a breakdown of what we expect to see. But, I am a lawyer. I am going to answer your question. Had to get all that out of the way first. I'm picking Seattle. I'll tell you why later tonight.
There you go. Anthony Rios, I'm calling over 8 on this game. Absolutely. It will be over 8. Another 27 minutes plus stoppage time to go. I think you're onto something there. Hey, just picked up another subscriber up to 696. Guys, if you've joined, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button as well. Back post legit, a shot and a save. Ooh, rebound bounces out and foul called on Soto, and the goalkeeper got it out of the way before he could bang it home. But good chance there for U.S. men's national team and Sebastian Soto. Looks like the goalkeeper's going to need some assistance here. And we will take a quick second here. Guys, really appreciate the support we've had on this stream tonight with subscribing and whatnot. If you like our content and you want to help continue to grow the sport of soccer here in the United States, send us a tip on Cash App. So right here, all you got to do, put in that referral code. If you haven't put a referral code in already, send us $5. You will get 10 into your account. So it's a free $5 for you guys. And plus it helps support us, help us grow, and, allow us to do all these cool graphics and everything like that. So really appreciate any tips you guys can throw our way, even $1. It helps us immensely. And if it's $5, there you go. You get 10 if you haven't used the Cash App referral code yet. So hey, we got Josh Harris on here, made some jokes about MLS. Nice, MLS is okay, like Toronto. All right, so must be a TFC fan like me, or what? What is it, Josh?
There, buddy.
Yeah, right. So get the Jays hat on, but yeah, TFC all day long. Io Akinola, nice outing tonight. Got the goal. Got one. The way this game has gone, I'd like to see him maybe get a few more there, but we'll see. Rosemer, El Salvador needs to be more aggressive. Absolutely, they need to do something because whatever they're doing is not working.
Yeah, at this point, I don't know if you're the El Salvador coach. What do you do? Do you just say, okay, I'm just gonna go take a seat. You guys do whatever you want because clearly everything I said you're not listening to. I almost feel it's like my children. Okay, guys, here's the plan. I'm going to open the door. You're going to get in the car and sit in your seat and belt yourself in. And then I open the door. One kid is in the front yard. One kid is in the trunk. And one kid is missing. That's what I feel El Salvador is doing right now. It's here's the game plan, guys. And then everything else just goes awry. So that to me, that is that's El Salvador in a nutshell.
Yeah, I mean, what you're seeing though is the talent gap is huge, right? The U.S. players are much better. Even these young kids who haven't been capped yet, they're much better talent-wise, and they just can't hang with them. El Salvador just can't hang. And you've got these kids all fired up, ready to try and get a shot at the big stage. And they're fired up. I mean, you got to love it.
Hey, Mike, real quick, want to harken back to a question that came in right before halftime from Matthew Wolf. Do you think this could be the golden age for American soccer? And I think we're already getting into that conversation, right? About how the talent gap from the U.S.'s third string is even better than some of the middle tier CONCACAF nations here. Mm-hmm. So as far as the golden age, it's funny because I've heard some people say it's not a golden age because it's sustainable. This should just be the new norm.
Right.
But I'll buy into the argument. We'll go golden age. Absolutely. Because you, for the first time, have American players playing at the biggest clubs in the world. You've got American players at the
there's a penalty. No, goal kick or a penalty.
Oh my gosh, that needs to be a penalty. You had two guys flying in. That needs to be a penalty.
I would think that's a penalty. He plays the ball up. Nice cross in by Akinola. And little header there by Chris Mueller. Jumps up to try and play the ball, and the El Salvador defender just took his legs out. Kellen Acosta coming in for Sebastian Lletget. Kellen Acosta, there is a name we have not said in a while.
Nice to see him back on the pitch.
It is.
I don't think he's actually going to be in consideration for a starting spot when it comes qualifying time, but who knows? Let him play himself back into it. Dave Barliak says penalty for who? My cat? I'm confused. You had two defenders for El Salvador come flying in for tackles. Legit jumps over both of them to avoid breaking his leg and accidentally knocks the ball out of play. So the keeper awards a goal kick, or the referee awards a goal kick. So I guess he didn't want to call a foul to give a penalty, but man,
yeah,
Legit almost got his leg broken again. This is ridiculous right now.
Right?
Got to do something here, Mike. Got to do something. Back to our golden age talk.
Yeah.
Real quickly, our best players are on the best clubs all over Europe. Our depth pieces, the back end of our roster, are playing for top MLS teams and second tier teams all over Europe. And then the current team we have right now, our third string, is destroying another CONCACAF opponent. So the U.S. is in great shape. What do you think, Mike? Are we in a golden age of U.S. soccer here?
Yes, no doubt about it. Just the amount of young talent that's coming up through the system. I mean, you've got a Serginho Dest playing at Barcelona. You have a Weston McKennie who, yes, he's been around for a few years, but he's still really young.
Did you see his goal?
And an unbelievable goal against Barcelona. You've got a bunch of guys playing for big-time teams. Musa playing for Valencia. The list goes on and on of Tyler Adams playing for Leipzig. I mean, the list just keeps going.
Right. Guys
that are playing in big-time leagues, big-time teams in Europe, which is crazy. I mean, you've got – this is no doubt the golden generation for the United States. Now, can they sustain it? I think they can. They should, but who knows if they actually will.
Yeah, and there's a foul. I think Araujo commits there. Something. Oh no, that's Farfan coming in hard through the back of one of the El Salvadorian players. Good. I like it.
Concacaf back. That's what you got to do. They're going to Concacaf you, Concacaf them.
No doubt about it. And I'm really trying not to bite on Anthony Lopez's comment here.
I'm doing the same thing, man. I see them all coming through.
The U.S. And I'm just like biting my tongue here. I'm like, okay, buddy. Okay, because Mexico's been so good on the world soccer stage. They've won nothing either. Mexico's biggest accomplishment is beating the U.S. And if you're going to trash the U.S., well, then you're just detracting from yourself. So that's all I got to say.
Yeah.
Hey, El Salvador gets a shot off, Mike.
A shot on goal. There you go. That's a big step for them. Big step.
There's something for the stat sheet.
Oh man,
Anthony Lopez, nothing but love, man. Great to have you on the stream with us. This is great conversation, man.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we have El Salvador finally building something up here. We're in the 72nd minute. They were able to get a shot off. It was kind of a little toe poke dribbler that did not in any way threaten Bill Hamid. Even I probably could have saved that shot. And my highlight of goalkeeping was intramural finals in law school. So El Salvador's got something. They got a shot on goal on a stat sheet. Now the U.S. is just really building their possession and just kind of playing knockaround a little bit here in the back line. This isn't going to work against better opponents. Speaking of Mexico, right? We saw Mexico really press with their speed and positioning and really get the U.S. back line into turning the ball over. So I'm glad the U.S. is kind of working it a little bit here and practicing.
Turnover, another shot on goal right at Bill Hamid.
Oh.
And, man, 2 shots on goal in the last couple of minutes. El Salvador turning it on here.
Yep. And just as I'm saying, I'm glad they're working it around and practicing it. Just 2 atrocious turnovers here, right? Like you're not going to be able to get away with this when you play Mexico or Costa Rica or even Jamaica with their strikers who are like their track stars, right? Dave Berhalter says El Salvador scored. Why is did my feed jump or something? Like, did I miss something? Is he trolling us here? What's going on? No, but they did get another second or third shot on goal here on the night. But yeah, maybe my feed's just got to catch up a little bit here. But goodness gracious, if they did, that's not good.
Hey, we got Alejandro Garcia 2 on my team is actually garbage. Losing 6-0 is actually a good performance for us. Man, that's tough. But I remember those days with Canada, man. It was ugly. So thanks for jumping on, Alejandro Garcia. Really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button, guys. We're at 697. We got to get to 700. We get a refresh. Yeah, still at 697. Hit that button there, guys, and hit that like as well. Get it in our $250 Visa gift card challenge. Ayo Akinola is off. Jordy Mihailovic comes on.
Hey, the local boy, Mike Jordy from Arlington Heights, Illinois, the Chicago Fire player here. Good to see him getting back on the pitch wearing the red, white.
Also off for Duncan. So Duncan gets into the match. And same with Mihailovic, 73rd, 74th minute here. So a couple depth subs getting these guys a few minutes on the pitch. Oh, man. Damn. Mueller gets stepped on again.
Oh, pull out the yellow card. Pull out the yellow card.
The ref is not bringing out the yellow card here.
This is starting to get a little ridiculous here, Mike. And maybe it's just because I haven't watched a Concacaf game in a while. This is normal for Concacaf.
We got to remember this. Totally, yeah. David Barliak's going nuts over here. He says MLSsoccer.com says it. El Salvador Scott Janstep says El Salvador scored. I'm watching the game here, 75th minute. El Salvador hasn't scored. So I don't know where y'all are. Dave Barley, I love spamming. Nice.
The MLS
says USA is getting better. Yep, they are getting better. That is for sure. And thanks for coming on, Anthony. Appreciate it.
Yeah, the MLS website actually has a goal by El Salvador in the 71st minute.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe they're trying. Maybe they're feeling that bad. Maybe someone on the stats side at the MLS technical staff is saying, "Hey, they got a shot on goal. That's good enough." Even the ESPN's website has it as 6-1. This is so weird. This is weird, everyone. Have you ever seen this before? Where they're getting the scores this wrong? Like, no. I've seen mixed up logos. We've heard wrong national anthems played, but for ESPN, who's actually carrying the game,
right,
have their website wrong?
That's nuts. I'm watching the game, but maybe they thought they scored on that turnover. That was a good chance for El Salvador. Are we counting chances there? I don't know. But what I do know is we're at 699 subscribers. One more to go. 700. Get on it. Come on, guys. Hit that button. Be number 700. And yeah, come on. Refresh. Come on, guys. Hit that button. Here comes Mueller now. Down. Oh, nope. This was a replay. See what happens when I start staring at my phone looking for number 700 instead of watching. I think the actual live, I'm like, wait a minute, that's the wrong side though. But no, it wasn't. Just a replay of all the goals that the U.S. put on in the first half. So here's El Salvador pressuring a little bit now, actually holding possession in the attacking third, now back into the middle of the field. But this is something we have not seen all night long.
I'm kind of stunned because there's really not much more we can say. El Salvador put together 4 passes. Like, this is it's something that a team at this level should do, regardless of who their opponent is, regardless of the talent level, regardless of anything like that. It's clear the U.S. has dropped off a little bit. They're starting to sit back and defend a little more. They're a little slower on the counter. They're a little slower once they get the turnover. Like, I don't know if that's a bench player thing. Guys gotta get their legs into the game. We gotta see Mihailovic start to warm up a little bit. But right now, the U.S. is just padding those completed passing stats, just knocking around the ball.
That one just got cut off by El Salvador, and they're back pressing again with possession. So I don't know if it's the subs, because they look really disorganized right now. Kellen Acosta is kind of lost in the midfield, and Mihailovic as well. Here's a cross-in set in by El Salvador. It gets blocked out and cleared out, but only as far as the El Salvador defensive player. Here comes back in the wing, goes back to the line, trying to send something into the middle of the park. They're moving closer, but still can't seem to break that defense down. But, man, they're –
I'll give the U.S. this. This was one of
that's for sure.
This was one of the keys is they got to keep their shape in the back, and especially when they're up 6-0. Shoot, Mike, you and I are talking about U.S. soccer, and we're having a hard time keeping our concentration here because we're watching pretty much an offense-defense scrimmage for most of this game. The U.S. defense has to do the same. Maybe that was a little wake-up call to them. They're getting back into some good shape. Maybe those fouls against Jackson Ewell are starting to take a little toll on him. Maybe his legs are getting heavy. And, Mihailovic is more of an offensive player. If you watched him play with the Chicago Fire, and if you watched him in his handful of U.S. call-ups, he's more of an offensive player. He likes getting in on the attack. He likes lobbing in those crosses or taking shots from, 20, 25 yards out. So maybe that's kind of changing some of the dynamic here, right? As I'm talking about him, he gets just hacked and brought down. And are we going to get a yellow card here finally? No, because then that would be a red card for him. So goodness gracious, referee, I get that you don't want to issue a red card in an exhibition friendly here, but my goodness, someone who's got to get hurt before you to do it. Like,
right.
I'm done with this official. He and this crew should not should not be a part of this. And yeah, if you look at the replay, the El Salvadorian defender just steps on Mihailovic, puts his shoulder into his back, way away from the ball, and that's probably the only saving grace as to why he didn't get a card, because the ref didn't actually see it.
I guess. Here comes a corner now for the U.S. It looks like Farfan making a run down the left-hand side, goes to send the cross in, goes out for a corner. Yeah, as everybody's saying here on the chat, David Barliak, I see it. Pablo Puned scored, assisted by Andres Flores in the 71st minute. Wow,
Yes, that's not correct.
Fantastic.
And it's funny. I just jumped over to Twitter, and anyone who's watching the U.S. game has put it on Twitter. Like, what is this? Like, so it's not just us here. We're not the only ones seeing it. Clearly, there is
we're trying to grow. We're trying to grow. We're trying to become a serious soccer league in the world. The U.S. is trying to become something special, and y'all are going to sit there and put up a damn ghost goal on MLSsoccer.com, ESPN. Pull it together over there, damn it.
Oh, my gosh. There will be angry letters written to these people. That's what I have to say here, Mike. I like JanStep. MLS website is fake news.
I love it. Absolutely. We just call this MLS CNN or something, you know?
Oh, my gosh, Mike.
Here comes El Salvador now playing back to their keeper. 10 minutes to go. We had some, here's Soccer 09. Hit that subscribe button on the road to 1K. Guys, we're still at $6.99. Get on it. Who's going to be number 700? Let me know who's number 700 in the chat. I want to know who number 700 is.
That would be great. Let's see it. Who's 700? Meanwhile, we are in the 82nd minute here on this game, and it has
700 just came through. Woo! All right, who are you? Let us know in the chat who you are.
MLS NBC. That's hilarious.
MLS NBC. Oh, God. all the fake news outlets, right? Every damn. Hey, you can add Fox News to that list too.
Yeah, right. Hey, Kyle Bridgman, Absir Mohammed, and Fernando, all subscribed right around. All of them could be the 700 subscribers. So thank you all. And Kyle, fantastic. It's just too bad you're a Liverpool fan. That's all right. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, wow, 700 subscribers.
Well,
Mike.
I'll tell you, 700 subscribers, man. We're gonna be at 1,000 shortly. We're gonna give away $250. The goal is I'm going for 800 MLS Cup final night. We're gonna pick up 100 subs on MLS Cup final night. And man, all those guys. It's me. I only got one though, so I don't know, but. Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate it. Congratulating us on the 700. Definitely appreciate it. Man, this is so much fun. Just love doing this, man. Here comes Farfan again. Farfan's been good so far since he came in. Looking up the field to Kellen Acosta. Acosta gets the ball taken away over for a corner kick for the USMNT. Now, just a little side note. Kellen Acosta, funny story about him.
Oh, yeah.
So, one night, I'm just sitting on Twitter and or not on Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah, you're on Instagram.
All of a sudden, Instagram, new follower, Rapids Mom 10. Click it. Like, okay, thanks for the follow. Whatever. Click the profile. Kellen Acosta's mom. We ended up having a chat. And
nicest lady.
Pretty good chat with Kellen Acosta's mom. And we talked about bringing him and her onto our show to do an episode, do an interview, but that kind of all fell through. But that's just a fun fact about Kellen Acosta.
The season kicked off, and he couldn't get away from camp to do it. But yeah, so shout out to Kellen Acosta's mom. Just a lady out there on social media building up her boy, as all moms will do, especially soccer moms. They're a special breed. That's for sure. I was raised by one.
Yeah, there you go. So Fernando CC, he says, friendly match, U.S.-Argentina. That would be fun to watch. I'd like to see an Argentina B squad go up against the U.S. A squad. That'd be a hell of a matchup. I think the A against A Argentina be able to handle their business, but would be a fun one for sure.
Oh, no doubt about it. Because I don't think the U.S. has the best track record against Argentina. And meanwhile, the ball rolls out of play for an El Salvadorian throw-in, and that's just because Chris Mueller jumped out of the way before he got his ankles broken from another tackle. What the hell, man? We've talked about this. You don't have to have contact to call a foul. There just has to be that ill intent or not playing the ball. If that were the case, the U.S. probably would have picked up another 5 or 6 fouls at this point because, man, El Salvador is just flying around. We got a few people on the chat here.
All this chat over here. We got they apparently fixed the website now, and it's back to 6-0. But they sent out a notification. DBoss06 says, anybody else get a notification for 6-1? I didn't get one, but apparently some others did. So, man.
Yeah, checking my phone right now here.
Yeah, now it's back to 6-0 on the site, and we'll what a shame. What a shame. Greg Killswitch, we're gonna pick up 1,000 by MLS final night. I will share this everywhere. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it. Hey, if we can get to 1,000, we can pick up 300 subs on MLS Cup final. That would be absolutely fantastic. I am all for it. So appreciate the help, everybody. As Greg says, can we get to 701? Come on, people. 701. Let's go. Who's out there? Let's hit that subscribe button. All right, free kick now for the U.S. 86 minutes. And Acosta. Acosta sends it up, gets headed over by the wall, and we'll have a corner kick. And Soccer Night, please score 1, El Salvador. Just try and make it a little interesting there. Good defensive stand there in the wall there for El Salvador to send it out for a corner. Kellen Acosta heads over slowly to take that corner kick.
Yeah, and you know what? It was a pretty good. It was a pretty good kick. You don't expect the wall to jump when you're taking a free kick from that close because it's really, really difficult to get a ball to go dip down.
Damn, he just landed on his neck real awkwardly. Who is that?
Duncan.
Kyle Duncan. Man, that did not look good.
Yeah, Duncan goes up to, or after the corner kick, the ball gets headed up and out, and he jumps up and he goes in for the challenge. The El Salvadorian makes no move on the ball, just kind of ducks and hunches, and Duncan just flips right over him. What else do you need to do to get a card here, Mike? What else do you need to do? Break a leg? Draw blood?
I'm ready to give the referee a straight red.
Yeah.
Like, dude, get the hell off the pitch. We'll just play without you. We might as well because this has just been disgusting.
Yeah. And of course, the foul now goes against Duncan because supposedly he went over the back of him. Yeah, of course, that's exactly how it goes, right? This is getting to be very, very Concacaf-y.
Yeah,
if you're picking that up. And yeah, Dave Barliak's right. This is a brutal match, like for the officiating and for both teams right here, because there's no flow to it anymore.
No.
Once the U.S. tries to get something going, they get hacked. Once El Salvador tries to get something going, well, they haven't gotten anything going, right? So it's just they just turn the ball over after maybe 2 passes. So it's not entertaining to watch other than the scoreline right now. Excuse me, an accurate scoreline. Let's put it that way.
Unlike MLSsoccer.com and ESPN. Like, come on, this.
Exactly.
I was all in a good mood. I'm happy, and I'm very happy. We've hit 700 now, 702. And thanks, Greg. You're definitely on there pushing that. I appreciate it. And Soccer 09, I will tell my friends to sub to you guys. Thank you, Soccer 09. Appreciate it. We need all the help we can get. I was in a real good mood. Happy, excited. This game was going great, and dude, it's kind of taking a turn, man. Like, you kind of saw the evolution of no cards given out and more rough tackles from El Salvador, but it's just getting ugly, and it's starting to piss me off a little bit. And I'm not even there. I'm not on the field. I'm not dealing with it. So I can only imagine how these players are feeling. You can tell from the U.S. side they're done giving it their all because they're not wanting to, they're not wanting to go in and get their legs crushed, trying to go after a ball in a 6-0 game. So, and I don't blame them at all.
Totally. So we are now in the 89th going into, 89th going into the 90th minute here. El Salvador's got the ball along the back. They're just kind of knocking it around. I mean, do you think they're going to try to push for a late goal?
Knocking it around, back passing to each other, and he kicks it out of bounds for a corner kick.
Oh, my goodness.
That's what we're dealing with here with El Salvador. And they're running around, with their cleats up, taking nasty-ass challenges, stepping on guys' ankles. And maybe they're not doing it on purpose. Maybe they're just that bad.
I'm starting to get that feeling. The camera just cut to the El Salvador coach, and he's just shaking his head. He doesn't even know what he's watching, and he's the manager of this bunch of players, air quotes, players at this point. So we'll see. Corner kick for the United States. Let's knock in a seventh one here. Lucky number 7. And Greg says the game was over when it was 3-0. I'm like, this game was over when they scheduled it. Let's be honest.
Yep. Hey, Ryan Anderson, great stream, y'all. Thanks, Ryan. Go check out Ryan. He's doing a stream on one of the Concacaf League games tonight on his channel. So go check that out. This one is over. No stoppage time. At least the ref has a green for that to not allow any stoppage time there. So this one's done, man. A good performance overall for the U.S., man. Greg the Kill Switch, this is the best stream in soccer and podcast. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it. We do our best.
Thank you. I did like here you saw Berhalter go over to the El Salvador coach and give him a little bit of a piece of his mind. And at some point the El Salvador coach, he's still got to defend his team, but there's really nothing to defend here. Like they were hacking away.
Right.
But I did feel really bad for as you looked at the goalkeeper for El Salvador just crying into the post. He just gave up six goals, and for someone to have such pride to put on their national team jersey and then to just be absolutely hung out to dry by his defense. I think every U.S. goal came from within maybe 15 yards. That's just terrible defending. And honestly, that guy should not be paying for dinner for like the next 6 months. His defender should pick up every tab.
Absolutely. Cesar Gonzalez, big ups, mate. I'll be here next stream. Thank you so much, Cesar. We'll be on in about 15-20 minutes. And everybody hit that subscribe button before you go. If you're still watching and haven't done so, 7:02. Let's get up a little bit higher before the end of this stream. And this is it, man. Good performance from the United States. What we expected. Sergeant Pickles says, not to be negative, but do this against Mexico and Azteca, and I will be impressed. Yeah, if they could beat Mexico in Azteca 6-0, I will probably travel to what's that famous Times Square in New York and run naked. It's not going to happen. So, but anyways,
I'll be here with you, buddy.
And just to think, I haven't even finished drinking yet for the night.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so everybody, thanks so much for the stream. Great stream. We're up to 7:03. I'm not even going to update the count there because we're signing off. Thanks, everybody. Lots of fun. Make sure you hang. And Chance Step says, such a fun stream again. At least you're not fake news. Damn straight, we're not fake news. We bring you the truth. Nothing but the truth. So help us God. Whatever. All right, everybody. Have a good one. We'll see you guys shortly for the MLS Cup final preview and prediction show for Columbus Crew and Seattle subscribers. Seattle subscribers. I've lost it. All right, guys. See you soon.